the gaming universe do a city in ruins and award-winning composers meet? The one and only inFAMOUS, coming soon to the PS3. The creators of the game went all out to get some of the biggest names in the music industry to do justice to the cinematic and epic fictional world. inFAMOUS is an open-world action-adventure that follows the exploits of an unwittingly notorious Qore McGrath. At the onset, McGrath is a bike messenger at the center of a deadly explosion that gifts him with supernatural electric powers. The open-ended plot structure required a multitude of tones and emotions that demanded an unusual approach.
Developing the musical plan for inFAMOUS was a real challenge right from the start. We went into the project with everyone telling us they wanted to do something really unique and really different. So then we really started talking about taking things that weren't instruments and using them as the percussion basis for this score. We recorded cars being crushed. We roamed through a junkyard and hit things with baseball bats and drumsticks. We were excited about the prospect of doing some of the percussion in-house and sharing it with other artists that would maybe treat it sort of in an electronic kind of remix way to really darken it and bring it into this infamous world of Empire City. So at the time we were listening to a lot of different music, and Amon Tobin's music kept coming up.
World-famous electronic music artist Amon Tobin became an integral link in the chain of collaborators.
I was very excited to hear that I would be working with Amon Tobin. He's a legend, really. I mean, he's so young, but so well known for what he does.
He stands out from the rest in that it's very, very dramatic, and it feels like a narrative or a storytelling is taking place.
I started doing themes for the different gangs that are in the world of inFAMOUS, and Mom would take them and process them, and very exciting because he took them to places I would have never gone. And the same way, like, he would give me pieces and I would write on top of them, and he had no intention melodically of where some of these things were going, so I got to take my stance on his stuff and his on mine.
At that point, it all just kind of came together.
Most collaborative project I've ever worked on. So as a result, any single piece of music may have 2, 3, 4 artists who have touched it and contributed to it in some way.
The music of world-renowned and prolific cellist Martin Tillman brought a layer of sophistication to the unusual soundtrack.
With Jim, we discussed, should we listen before? And I said, you know what, let's just jump into it. I get brought in to embellish, to add some pepper to the steak, to respond very intuitively. And I think that really works also for a game.
We're all big gamers ourselves, and one of the things I hate more than anything in the world in a video game is having a certain battle or a certain scene in the game that's scored with one piece of music that just loops over and over again, and I keep dying and starting over, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and you know, the net result of that is probably someone turning the music off, which for us is the absolute worst possible thing in the world that could happen. So what we try to do is even when we're scripting very specific aspects of the game with music, we still try to work with the programmers so that there maybe is a playlist instead of a piece of music that could encompass that experience.
The music now in gaming is at such a high level. 20 years ago, you didn't have anything else except a couple of beeping digital noises.
Now with having the PlayStation 3, those limitations have really kind of gone away. It's more like, what do you want to do? And we'll write the code to make it work because it's a very powerful system.